Okay, I think all of the audio is on. Everything seems good to go. Oh wait, yes, I forgot to do one extra thing, which is to put into motion about something that happened last week or so. But intros out of the way first. Right. Hello everybody, this is CVGS. I'm the Captain here, and welcome to our Wednesday discussion stream here on YouTube. And yeah, so the thing that I mentioned earlier about the extra thing to do is that I do want to send everybody my sincerest apologies because of the fact that we had the problem last week with YouTube kind of like scrambling for some odd reason. And it affected our stream very much, so we weren't able to get a full stream. And what the playback ended up getting right was kind of like the bits that was actually transmitted to you guys. So whatever you guys saw on stream is like what they got, and I sincerely apologize for that. I have taken measures now, so I'm actually recording this. So if you guys actually want to, if anything were to happen, I have the backup recording, and you guys can actually I'll upload it, and you guys can kind of like watch it from there. So that way we can just make sure and get these discussion streams available as and when you guys want to watch back on it. So, but yeah. Anyways, hello everybody. Hello Brain. Hello Edric. Hello Winterwolf. Hi Andrew. So I'm here, and man, what trip yesterday was. So excited and annoyed. I'm wondering about the previous June Night support, also great researchers and the PGs and so on and so forth. Yeah, we'll get to all those news in just a little bit, but there's one thing that I want to bring up, and this one is more of a recent thing that I came across, and it was absolutely shocking to me, and it kind of put me in a bit of a slump in a way. So I know there's a better word for it, but it makes me a bit miffed to read about it. So let me just bring it up for you guys so that you guys can see. Chris actually found out that we're going from 10 to 15 triple R's in DBT04, and it's indicated here. So back then, right, all the BTs, right, DBT1, DBT2, and now coming up DBT03, right, we only have 10 triple R's. But now they're increasing it to 15, so basically each and every one will get a right line and such. That's great, right? Like now all the right decks, right, minus the encounter cards, will be able to get a significant grade 3 and make their boost significant as they go into 14, as they go into like the new year and such. So since this is releasing on the day, wrong. I don't know about you guys, but do sound off your opinions on it. So whether you guys like it, whether you guys don't like it. But the reason why I don't like it, right, and I'll point it out, is in my reply over here. So that answers my original problem of builds getting insignificant boosts, but the new problem arises in that the pull rates may end up being worse than before. So yeah, so it's not a theory, it's kind of confirmed. It's kind of like pseudo confirmed thing already, because there's gonna be 3 for each nation. There's only gonna be 5 nations, so there's gonna be 3 for each of them, and they're all gonna support each and every right line. So DBT04, you have Eugene, you have Vairina, you have Buff Zagara, Dark States, you have Brangate, you have sorry, not Brangate, you have Violence Bruce, you have Barrow Magnus, and then you have Greedon as well, and so on and so forth. So you guys get the idea. I'm not gonna list everything off also. But essentially, like, here's the thing that I have to bring up also, and I hate to start off on a rant. I'd rather end off in a rant because that makes for better content. But honestly speaking, right, I look at this and I go, I'm so worried about it because the boost in DBT03, right, has not been, how shall we say, balanced in many ways. So let me bring up to another user, Freedom Duo, because Freedom Duo used to work for officially for Vanguard, and we're essentially looking at, hang on, because he's put up a lot of media, so I need to find all his stuff over here. I should have done this beforehand, so I apologize. But he's basically put up like the pull rates, so can I Google pull rates? So DBT01 pull rates. So alright, so I think we can fetch it from here from no, this is actually this is actually from different fight. So hang on, let me add Freedom Duo. Alright, go. So he did case pools basically, and then he posted up the rates from there. So, and this is the post rates for DBT01. As you can see, right, this is just 10. This is just 10 of the 10 triple R's. And look at how, like, this is not what I call consistent. This is not what I call consistent, honestly speaking. Like, you tell me now you're boosting up to 15, you have to change your pull rates if you're gonna boost that up to 15, because this already at 10, right, it's kind of bullshit. I'll take out the profanity filter on myself also, because this is kind of like aggravating me a little bit also, because I've heard so many times in so many situations that I've heard people just make a lot of noise about the pull rates and such, and I have to agree with them, because these pull rates, right, means that, right, not everybody, like say somebody bought like 2 sets of Dragon Empire, like they bought there's 2 people that bought Dragon Empire in a slot. We use our system in that regard. So with that being the case, right, then that means that one person, right, will not get a full set of Eugene. They only will get 1 copy of Eugene, and so, you know, and so they have to go to the safety of it, in which case that one is also not, the case is also just as randomized as well. And I don't know what's going on as well, because if they don't standardize the rates, right, then 15 doesn't matter. Yes, it will solve my issue that I had before, whereby, you know, insignificant boost will mean that will get left behind. But at the same time also, like, if your rates are going to be like this, how the hell are you actually going to do that? So this is the Japanese version. I don't know about the English version. I assume the English version is a little bit of the same, but then again, here in Singapore, right, I haven't heard any instances of people doing like case pulls for English. So yeah, I assume it's kind of like the same, but if it's not, at least we start with the Japanese one also, because honestly speaking, right, this is actually going to be affecting a lot of people's theories of that. If this is just for 10, then how are they going to do it for 15? Each one only gets 1 playset. So, like, you know, it's got me a bit peeved, so that much I can guarantee you. So, but honestly speaking, like, something like this, right, shouldn't really be a thing. Like honestly, like, if you're doing 15, right, then you gotta change the pull rates already, and give us like some assurance that the safety is gonna be there. So, I guess Carter's probably refer to Chris' streams and videos. Yeah, that's probably the case. So, because I think DBT 1 he did like a full case pull with Solomon Vanguard when DBT 1 came out, so he probably can refer to that, see whether if the rates do line up a bit more better. So, but honestly speaking, like, you have to change this. If you're gonna go up to 15, right, you're gonna have to change this. So, absolutely 100%. So, right, but of course, you know, it's their company, they can do whatever they want. But in order to make us happy, they should do some things to make sure that it stays fair, so that it's a lot more easier. Like, surprisingly, right, the rates for V-Clan Collection, the rates for V-Clan Collection, right, is that including SPs and the VSR as well, right, you can actually get 4 copies of everything. Sorry, you actually can get 4 playsets of everything. So there will be, so that you basically will have every single card. You will have 16 copies of each card, and within those 16 copies, right, includes the SPs and the DSRs as well. So the SPs and DSR, right, they will come into like the playset over there, together with the 4. So that kind of like evens it out. So although it makes certain places a bit more difficult because of the way that it runs. So, but that is how you should do a booster. And even though the V-Clan collection is a bit different than the BT, doesn't mean that the BT can't get all of this. So the pull rates for the clan collection, right, was very fair, and it was very easy for a lot of people to get a playset of whatever they want. Like 3 people can share the slot, so except one person want to pay a bit more, because if they get the SP, it's probably gonna go to SP, because I doubt that the SP is gonna I doubt that people are gonna actually put a VSR and an SP together in the same thing, because otherwise that's gonna be way too expensive. So not unless the person actually bought it on their hand. So, but yeah, speaking of that, right, it's like they have to change this as well in order for me to really accept like 15B a thing. So that's just where I'm gonna end it over there. But of course, you guys are free to voice your opinions. I see you guys are very shocked. 30 triple R's and 30 double R's, yeah, pretty much also. Yeah, so 5 copies all triple R. So that's not counting the SPs. I doubt that the SPs, I doubt that the way the SP works, right, is that the SPs also are included in here as well, in this list as well. So it's very hard to go off of what might actually be part of this pool list as well, which just utterly sucks from here. So anyways, I'm gonna put this away right now, and yeah, let's just start breaking the news which we see over here. So I'm curious if we buy the 4 Revival, it's automatic playset. So I think for Revival Collection, I think they're following the same the same as the Weekend collection. So you might actually, if you buy 4 boxes, you probably can get 4 cards of everything. So don't quote me on it, so because I do not know myself, I do not have the means to test it out. But with the Revival collection actually being out already as it is, right, you should probably see some people like opening boxes and cartons for Revival collection and just grabbing some stuff out of there. So yeah, maybe you'll be able to see from there. So, but otherwise, right, let's get straight to the news. So yesterday was the TCG Strategy Presentation, and the TCG Strategy Presentation, right, basically, sorry. The TCG Strategy Presentation, right, reviewed quite a few stuff, although not a lot in terms of card reviews. It's more of a product review information, but they do know how to really grab our attention from there. So, we start off with they're actually announcing a new story called the Craycross Epic, and basically like all these units, right, are basically a Vairina for 2000 years has woken up in the Chakrabarti Divine era, and he's gonna go find the fire regardless. So he's driving the Drag Winter over here to find the Dragon Regardless, and then he goes over there. A lot of people are thinking, man, we're probably gonna get all these units as unique cards, which will be nice if they do so. But yeah, it's basically a brand new story. It's written by the same people that did the mangas for Vanguard Turnabout, which is currently running right now as the Vanguard manga, and also the short stories, the short mangas with Lotte and the Dragon Egg and so on and so forth from there. So that's the same people that's actually making that. We also got a key visual, as you guys have been seeing for a while. It's the Overdress Season 2 key visual. So the story, the mood looks like it's a bit darker. So but it's gonna follow off from the main story that we saw in Season 1, which you guys aren't aware of. Is basically like it's basically Danji made Toya the leader of Team Blackout after he's like retired as a card fighter. But apparently he's got some things with Team Daybreak also, which involves Haruka and the new main character that's using the Blaze Steel Maiden deck, so which is getting a whole set from there. So we're gonna see the fallout from there, and these are the 2 members of Daybreak. So this kid, I almost want to say the S word, but but he's actually playing with Greedon, and then the lady that looks like Ada Wong is actually playing Not Linger. So we're seeing some of the visual designs for their appearances in the anime itself. And so this will be good and interesting to see how that goes along. So then they also announced that DBT04, which we spoke about a little bit earlier. So DBT04 is actually releasing in December 24th, which is Christmas Eve. And with this, right, actually, we already know the date. We already know DBT04 is coming out on this date already. So we just didn't know what we were expecting, and what we didn't expect, right, was to see this Supreme Heavenly Emperor Dragon Vairina. So, but the name is below over there, which I can't remember. That's the name. Featuring Vairina Exspecta. That's a mouthful. So there's a new Vairina in play, and knowing that there's 15 triple R's in there, so everything that we have in Overdress right now, all 15 right lines, are actually going to get a significant boost. Which also the 15 right lines do not include the encounter cards. So if you count the encounter cards, there's 17, but you cannot expect them to get some rares or commons in there just to help push the deck along just a little bit more. So, but otherwise, right, Chakrabarti Divine Dragon, the all 15 right decks, right, which means we should get a new one for Cactus Sanctuary in this set as well. So there might be one new right line in there. So potentially we could see something else for Cactus Sanctuary in here. It remains to be seen. So, but the one that's coming for Dragon Empire is definitely Buff Zagara, which is the Blaze Steel Maiden that I've been talking about. And in the BT, right, she's actually getting alternate weapons. We've seen her with a sword and shield. Now we see Pokemon Spear and Pokemon Gun. That's a joke that I made. So, but yeah, basically it seems that she's gonna have weapons that actually are interchangeable with her, and so I think it's gonna work in a way whereby it might be a left and right arrestor kind of a thing. So, so if it's a left and right arrestor kind of thing, right, which is they put in the actual. Okay. Am I back? Because I think I saw the stream kind of popped up. Hang on, let me check on my end. Is everything alright? Everything is fine, but I did see that YouTube has it also. Okay, good for you. Okay, from my end it seems like everything is fine as well. So yeah, so okay, I think we're back right now. Good for me, but kind of blur, so sorry about that, because the stream disconnected somehow. So and I don't know what's going on, but don't worry, if there's any problems with the playback, I do have the video recording, so I will upload that in case that the live stream goes off. So I do have measures in place, so thank you very much for that. So we are back. Okay, everyone, we are back also. Alright, so yes, we are getting the VCAN collection. We're getting volumes 3 and 4, and they're introducing reverse units, and then they also mentioned that there's going to be a client collection volume 5 and 6 sometime in the summer of 2022, and they also will have reverse units as well. So this is kind of like how they are they're patronizing all the older players, because reverse is back. Reverse is back, and it's like supremely weird. So but yeah, so we're seeing here, we're actually seeing here Salome. We're also seeing Lucia reverse. We're seeing Grand Azo scissors. But wait, what's this thing? Like, I thought that was Chaos Breaker, like evolved form, but as it turns out, no, that's actually Raging Form Dragon reverse. So that's like, oh boy, all the clans that didn't get a reverse unit is now getting a reverse unit. It was like, oh, once I saw that, it was like, Raging Form Dragons were, oh, boy. So, we'll touch on that topic a bit more. So, we'll touch on the topic just a little bit more. But, let's just finish off the news. So, they showed us their proposed timeline. And, yeah, so VCAN collection coming in January. And Lyrical Booster is actually coming in February. So, it seems that Vanguard, right, has decided to renege on this initial policy whereby Lyrical Monastery will get a once per year boost. Now they are getting it twice a year, and it's been confirmed already that they're getting it twice per year. So this is actually going to be the second booster in the case of 2021. So so basically, right, I think another 6 months onwards, right, it will get another booster. And I think it might come out around the same time, just before or maybe after the VCAN collection 5 and 6, sorry. So those ones will be coming out in the summer, so maybe the Lyrical Monastery ones will come after that also, which is good to say also, because I've heard a lot of people kind of feel very frustrated about lyrical boosters actually being like once per year, because like, oh, if you get it early on, then you know that means that they're done for the rest of the year, and so you know their decks is just going to be so outdated at that point in time also, which is true. That might be the case, but it seems that they have decided to change their plans, and I think Mori-san did mention in the Vanguard live stream that Bushiroad's roadmap, right, they're actually willing to actually adjust the roadmap so that they can accommodate to these things as well, to updates also, in case player feedback says that, oh, they want more and such. So it's nice that it's flexible. It's nice that they decide to use that flexibility and just make amendments in the way that it is, and so we get the Lyrical Booster in February, which is quite nice also. Pretty much also. Yeah, so, and then of course people are speculating CBD or Raging Form Dragon is Raging Form Dragon, and of course we also got the confirmation that seasons 3 and 4 for Vanguard Overdress has been confirmed as well, so they're actually going to be going off over there, which is super nice. And we also got some Vanguard Zero news also. We'll touch upon a bit because we have been playing Vanguard Zero on Twitch, so do join us on Sundays, twitch.tv/VGS for our Vanguard Zero Sundays, and we're definitely going to be streaming the first day of Vanguard G that's coming in Zero, so it's going to be happening on the 1st of October. It's been confirmed already. And we also got the heal trigger Uluru, and they actually mentioned the skill is that when your hand will be hit, if you will lose, if you did not guard, this card becomes a 50k shield. So, and it has priority over a perfect guard if an attack can be guarded with only one card. So the fact that that Uluru, if you have it in your hand, makes it so that like heal triggers is definitely a must play. And they noticed that as well, because they mentioned that all fighters will get Magnum, Utmost, 2 of the strikes, and a heal trigger unit for all 24 clans after the update. So all 24 clans are actually getting all the updates, and they're getting all 4 copies as well. So everybody's gonna have a heal trigger, which is fantastic also, which is gonna be great. Fantastic going off over there. So, and of course we also got a cards as revealed over there. So we got some cards for Vairina. So we got Blaze Fistbunk's Tenji. When your rear guard is placed on in overdress state, you may draw a card. If you drew a card, choose a card from your hand and discard it. So this is actually a very, very good card for filtering. because of the fact that when you say you put arcs in overdress state. So if he's on the field, right, you can actually draw a card, and if you drew, you can drop a card from your hand, and you can activate a few combos after the fact. So pretty much that's all going on over there. Then we also got a new order card, Prayer of Resonating Wishes. So pay this with counter +1. Choose one of the Vanguards at the end of the turn. It gets the skill, alter the Vanguard circle. When your Vanguard is placed in overdress state, draw a card, and this unit gets +5k until the end of the turn, which is actually pretty rad. And the fact is, right, this is actually a very good common card. So even if you're not getting even if you're not getting like Vairina Exspecta and all that in play, right, even with just Urga in place as well. So as long as any point in time, right, when you place a Vanguard in overdress state, in this case it's pointing to Urga, Vairina Urga, you can actually get a draw card, and then the Vanguard itself gets +5k power. So the Vanguard powers up, you get to draw a card for every time you go into overdress, and so many good pluses over there. So like just this particular one card, right, is actually pretty good to see. And of course we got Vairina Exspecta. So this unit overdresses in a unit overdress state, and it gets the original power of all of its original dress active on the opponent's turn as well. So when this unit attacks, even during your opponent's turn, if it's got overdress, if it's got a Trickstar with arcs and Urga underneath afterwards, right, then you put him on top, he gets all those powers together, so he gets the play +25k. And then his other skill is that when this unit attacks a Great Tree or Greater Vanguard, if it's in overdress state, you can counter +1. Then this unit gets +15k and 1 critical until the end of the battle. But at the end of the battle, right, you put all the units overdress cards into the drop zone, and he goes out of overdress state afterwards because the original dress is no longer there. So you have to detach all excess materials as the joke's going on, and that's if you end the turn afterwards. So at the end of the battle, really. So this is actually a very good one shot for Exspecta from there. So which is pretty good also, because it's definitely a very strong finisher from there. +50k, 1 critical, plus all of the original dress powers. This thing can go up to 80, potentially 80, maybe 70. So 80 might be pushing it. So but that's what it is from there. So yeah, that's pretty much all the news from there. And yeah, so here's something that I just checked. Balzagara's gameplay revolves around using a combination of any two weapons of the 4. So the sword and the shield, and the gun and the spear as well. So that each weapon supposedly has its own position or circle and cannot be used in any other positions or circle, which means that they have their own axle circles in the way. So which is pretty interesting, which is super interesting. So that's gonna be very fun. And of course, we also got a confirmation of what units that we got over here, and we got Salome and Lucia reverse. We already know that, but here's the biggest shocker to me, at least. So they showed us Maestro reverse, which is fine, and then they showed Himiko reverse. And then they showed Himiko reverse. So we're gonna go into a tangent a little bit, whereby we're gonna start speculating like certain reverse units as well, because we did this beforehand in the Tuesday's Vanguard live stream. We started earlier, and we kind of like started thinking going off of there. But Himiko reverse is actually the biggest shocker to us in fact. So like, I think a lot of people also got caught off guard as well that it's Himiko reverse as well. So yeah, got a lot of like fanfare from there. Even now I'm seeing memes of original versus there. It's like Himiko went from pleased to meet you to your son calls me mommy too. So Himiko reverse RRG. So yeah, a lot of people are vibing over and everything else also. But yeah, I apologize for not reading most of the comments. I just wanted to make sure that I get through all the news as much as possible, because there's a lot to go off from there. So we got Himiko reverse, and then on the other side, right, we got a confirmation that this is Revenger Raging Fall Dragon reverse. So this is basically Raging Fall Dragon, right? If Ren actually was reversed. So by right, he's supposed to be reversed in the original anime, but he didn't because Psycholia plot armor, and so he didn't actually get reversed. So but this is supposedly his reverse form, so which looks badass as such. Then of course it's been confirmed that all of the nations are gonna get reverse units. So it says over here, clans that did not have a reverse unit will have new ones. So basically, right, in this, right, we are gonna get new ones. So we just go party will also get a reverse unit as well, which has wild speculations as well. I kind of want to dive into it even more from there. So some people wanted Minerva, but we got Himiko. The reason why Himiko got hit by reverse is because she's actually the break right. So I think they are actually targeting the break rights as well, because how reverse units came about, right, was that the original unit was there, and usually the original unit, right, is like a break, right, minus 1 or 2 cases. One of those cases being Cositus, because Cositus got a reverse form, Cositus reverse, but Cositus wasn't actually a break right, so it wasn't actually a break right. So I'm thinking that maybe Granblue might actually get another one. So you might actually get who was the break right for it? Was it Captain Night Mist? Was it the Great 3 Night Mist? He might actually get a reverse form, which is pretty interesting. So, which is actually pretty interesting. The reason why I didn't hit Minerva was because I think it's better sense for Himiko, because they usually went after the break rights that actually got it. So Ashley got Ashley reverse. Now Himiko got Himiko reverse, and so on and so forth from there. So, but we'll see where it goes from there. But you know, like, there we can always do some speculation from there. So you're gonna make Himiko reverse? No, I'm just gonna make Himiko reverse. That's all. I'll just take out all of Fortuna's and just put Himiko reverse on there. So, so yes. And of course, additional information is that reverse units in the special print, SP units, reverse units, right, will actually have reverse frames instead. So instead of getting the Shadow Paladin, they actually will get the Link Joker frames instead. So, which is actually pretty sick. So, which is actually pretty sick from there. So, because Modern Adventure has a cross right. So yeah, Modern Adventure was a cross right. So that's why he didn't get reverse. So. So it went to Raging. It went to Revenge of Raging Form Dragon. So, and knowing what Raging Form Dragon was, this kind of makes sense. So, which is why that is the case. So yeah, I'm interested in a few clans. We're gonna explore a few of those, and of course, those other gift markers will make a return, and we'll have a reverse theme as well, which is quite nice to see as well. I might incline to get myself a set of it. So, and of course, the other one, which another people throwing all RR energy for, is Cecilia. It's got reverse. The thing is, Neo Nectar actually did have a reverse unit, and it was a Maiden of Venus Trap reverse. But everybody knows that card kind of like isn't very good at all. So it's not a very good reverse card. It's not a very good card in Neo Nectar at all whatsoever. So I decided to give it to Cecilia, and my god, it captured a lot of people's attention from there as well. Like, immediately once they saw this, and like, you know. And of course, for Dark Irregulars, now Dark Irregulars isn't getting a reverse unit in Volume 4, but they are releasing Armon, and it was surprising to me because I thought that Armon would have been released, but turns out he hasn't been released yet. So Armon is actually finally making his appearance in the V series. This is the original Demon World Marquis Armon. So No Life King was actually the first one for Dark Irregulars, because in the manga, technically speaking, right, No Life King was actually the ace for Dark Irregulars for Tetsu, and not Armon. Armon was just for the booster sets and all that. So pretty much, yeah, that one is dead over there. So I don't know what Maki avatar is, by the way. So but yeah, so essentially Armon is coming back, and that leads me to think, right, that the next head, right, we'll get Armon reverse, because Armon reverse was the reverse unit for Dark Irregulars. It kind of makes sense that it'll be Armon reverse that actually actually comes out in the next set. So it's a pretty good prediction for that. So I was crying for Waller and jinxing myself to my family. So gotta be careful on that. Go Paladin, I'm thinking of Gamma or Holy Shine Dragon. I don't think Holy Shine Dragon. I think Gamma might be likely, but I'll save my doubt for that. And this is actually the reverse border. So now their borders, right, are actually all like like Link Joker units. So Shadow Paladin in the Link Joker art and so on and so forth. That's actually pretty nice from there. So yeah. Other news, we actually got Eugene cards as well. So Howlitzer of Duststorm Dustin, where you see is placed on the Regard Circle. If your Vanguard is Eugene, put a card from your hand into the soul, draw a card, choose one of your opponent's regards or greater units, grade 2 or greater units, and retire it, which is actually pretty good. When this unit attacks by paying soul +1 for each of your opponent's open regard circles, you get +2 get a return. A bit negligible, but if you manage to empty your opponent's fields, which you should be doing with who's that? Whatchamacallit? With Eugene, you should be able to get this no problem. So if you need the extra power, all the more better. So if that's the case, so yeah, Student Council Monkey Avatar is dead. So you mean the girl? So I kind of wish that the girl kind of came back in V, because she was nice like romantic foil, maybe not romantic foil. So but she's a nice foil to Naoki. So like just somebody that kind of took attention to him other than Aichi from there. So which is pretty much nice. So yeah, so I kind of wish that she's going out from there. So. But yeah, so and then of course for Eugene, when this unit is placed on the Guardian Circle, if your opponent's attack unit is not boosted, this unit gets +10k at the end plus 10k shield until the end of the battle, which is actually pretty good. A 15k shield from a grade 1. So, while a little bit defensive, right, but it's actually pretty helpful also, because if you're able to snipe your opponent's back row, that's actually pretty strong. And speaking of sniping the back row, the blitz order that they have, pay this with counter blast 1. If your Vanguard is Eugene, choose one of your Vanguards, it gets plus 10k at the end of the battle. Then at the end of that battle, choose one of the rear guards that's boosted during this battle and retire it, so which is pretty good. Yeah, the idea with Eugene in this set, I think, is you're supposed to take out your opponent's back row so that they have nothing to boost with everything they have, and then everything else just kind of like falls into place. So a bit more defense, a bit more guarding capabilities, and even more retires on that part also. So pretty much that's what we got from there. So yeah. Now we move on to what I believe is the crux of our discussion stream that we're gonna have right now. That's pretty much all the news that we got from yesterday and today. So what reverse units are actually gonna be coming? So I've seen a few people talk about things, and I've seen a few things going off from here, but honestly, it's easy to go after the break rights also, because there's kind of like a big clue for those that didn't get a reverse unit. Like Mega Calling here is actually one of those examples also, because they didn't get a reverse unit at all. As you can see here, there's no reverse units. So what will be the reverse unit? Some people saying Hell Spider should be reverse unit. Some people saying Darkface should be it. But honestly, we should stave off of the G units, because I think the G units, right, came later, so they wouldn't be reversed. So I don't like to think that that's actually going to be happening from there. But in terms of, like, say for Mega Colony, I like to think that Cyclomatooth, the break right, might end up having a reverse unit. So because if the reverse units are coming back, right, they're actually going to be affecting premium for sure, and especially so with the break rights also. So we saw that Himiko actually got hit by reverse also, and that kind of makes sense because Himiko was a break right in the premium era. So Himiko being a break right in the premium era makes it so that they could target the break rights also, because as I said, most of the reverse units, right, were essentially break rights. So minus 1 or 2 examples also. So yeah, I think that if they make a new reverse unit, I think Cyclomatooth might be a good shout on that part. So this is actually probably pretty good to go for, and especially since, right, we can counter check the fact that Cyclomatooth was also in the V era as well, and his skill is a little different from the break right, but otherwise, right, it's actually a pretty exceptional skill that can actually go with for the reverse unit. Like if it plays off of this and maybe plays off of, if it can play off of this even better, like there's a lot of good that the reverse units need to go for. So for Great Nature, I think that it will be Leopard Reverse also. I think it makes sense for Leopard Reverse to actually come back, because if Chat Noir can actually support for Isabella, and especially and even for Leopard as well, right? Like imagine like Leopard Reverse, what more it could do. So I think that might make sense also. But of course, they could change it up also. It could be Chat Noir that's reverse, but it'll be nice to see where things go also. But Gear Chronicle doesn't have a break right, so what unit can it be? That's one of my more interesting shots from there, because a lot of people has been speculating about Gear Chronicle, and people are saying Chrono Jet reverse, people are saying Chrono Fang reverse. My favorite is the one that I thought of with, and that is Lost Legend reverse, because honestly speaking, right, nobody has seen Lost Legend since it first came out, and a lot of people were very disappointed with the way that Lost Legend ended up being the way it is. But because of how far back he is, right, it kind of makes sense, right, especially since he can be like a unit that for Gear Chronicle before Chrono Jet came out. So I think that Lost Legend actually might make sense. So because I would die if it's Chrono Fang reverse, because if it's Chrono Fang reverse, right, I gotta find a way to fit Chrono Fang reverse into my Chrono Fang deck also. No, Big Belly reverse will not be possible, because Big Belly came after the reverse phenomenon. So I think they'll be targeting units that are before it. So I don't think Big Belly reverse will be a thing. So yeah. I honestly believe that it will be Leopard that will get a reverse, so he'll be reverse Leopard reverse will actually be coming back, which is actually super neat. And yeah, so I think that for Gear Chronicle, I think Lost Legend might be a good shout also. I think it's a good shout. It's quite likely that it could be Lost Legend, but of course they can do Chrono Fang reverse, because it kind of makes sense. But Chrono Fang is like so far ahead, so there's some holes that I could kind of like punch into that also. So I'm thinking maybe Lost Legend might actually be possible. So Lost Legend actually might be possible for Gear Chronicle on that end. So then we move on to Go Paladin. Lost Legends will be a Found Legend also. Found Legend reverse. So so yeah. And of course, we go to Go Paladin now. This one is a hard one because for V series, right, there isn't actually a lot they can pick off of. Because if we go with the Brick Right idea, that means that Gunsloth, right, will have a Brick Right version. 14 reverse were there, so 10 were not reversed. So yeah, 10 were not reversed. So we're kind of speculating a little bit more. So we've seen Genesis get reversed already. So now let's think of some of the others. So just a good thought process. So just kind of explore. Now, people are thinking maybe Percival will get reversed because Percival reverse kind of makes sense. Blue Flame has always been very roguish in terms of within Go Paladin itself. So potentially like Percival could be a thing. I like to think that Garmor is a thing also, and I was mentioning earlier, by right it could have been Gunslot that got reversed, but Plot Armor we didn't see what it is also, but maybe Garmor might actually end up being reversed also, which is quite interesting to think about also, because if Garmor get reversed, right, then that means that there could be a lot more good shenanigans for Go Paladin going forward as well with what Garmor does, or with what Garmor actually does originally, so they can make like a Garmon Exil that you know that has a lot more capabilities. So wait, Kagero will be Rebirth or Dauntless or something. That one's a very hard shout, so I can't say for Kagero because it could be Rebirth, it could be Dauntless Dominate. I like to think that it's Dauntless Dominate because it kind of makes sense that be the case. They can just return it back and they don't have to do anything. But if they put out Rebirth, that's gonna be a bit troublesome. Quite troublesome, I feel so. But we see where we go from there, so we're just gonna have to adopt and wait and see how we go from there. So, yeah. So, back to Go Paladin. As Gaza already has his own cross-right on Limit Break Arrow. So yeah, he did have his own cross-right as well. But it was also the same with Dayusha, because Dayusha had a cross-right and he also had a reverse form as well. So, the thing is, right, you can't make it Gunslot because of the fact, right, that Gunslot only exists in Royal Paladin in V. So he's kind of like thrown out the window a little bit. So I don't think that they'll be making a Gunslot for Go Paladin reverse because there's no follow-up for him. So, and that's not gonna be working from that. So, but my greatest shout, and I like to see them actually do this. I really want to see them actually do this. I want them to reverse Azel. I want to see a what if Azel was reversed. Because that would be wild. That would be freaking wild. So my wild guess, my wild guess, and the one that I honestly want to hope to see happen is actually Azel reverse, because that would be freaking hilarious and that would be the absolute bomb. I think so. I think it'll probably be the coolest thing that they ever do. They do Azel reverse. They take the hero of the lock era that mastered the way of unlocking, and then they just reversed him. So now he's embracing the power of lock. So. So yeah, knowing Bushi, probably both. So like Dauntless the set, then Rebirth in the next set along with Glendeus. We don't know yet also, because there hasn't been any news. We have to double wait and see. So but yeah, so Azel reverse will actually be pretty wild. So and I would love it. I think it would be the coolest thing in the world if they actually did Azel reverse. So yeah. So that's for Go Paladin. But I think there's stronger chances, right, that Garmor might be a thing. If not Garmor, right, then I dare say you could actually go with Spectral Duke. Spectral Duke or Pelennor. Spectral Duke or Pelennor. So these two have equal chance of actually being reversed, and it kind of makes sense that they be the case. But I think that either Garmor or Blonde, or my wildest one is Blonde Azel for sure. So yeah. Then we move on to another hard one, which is Bermuda Triangle. Now, Bermuda Triangle was very difficult to pin down because I think that there's a lot of all the mermaids are way too happy to actually be a reverse unit. So it's gonna be superbly wild to see what they will come up for a reverse unit also. And I see some of you guys already sending your predictions. You guys are thinking Coral reverse, Pacifica reverse, Riviera reverse. Let me pose something to you, because if we go to here, and a lot of people are also saying like Vert reverse as well, because Vert was actually a break right for Prism, but I think we don't want to give Prism too much more than it really is. So probably not. Prism card. So, but here's my theory. Let me go to Bermuda Triangle. I think. Is that all the law? No, I don't want to see law. I think. Oh my god, I'm laughing at myself because I don't know if actually like this would be a great shot or not. So I think Mir will get reversed. I think Mir will get reversed. You know why? Because duo. Because duo is a thing. So I'm thinking that there isn't a duo deck built in there isn't a duo in Bermuda Triangle the V series era. Let me just I already am back then. So like there is Mir, but she's not a duo card here. So the duo card is only in there. But they could make like the duo Sauder system Mir. They could give it a duo name. They can go with the duo thing because she got reverse. So it's like Mir reverse, duo sister Mir reverse. And so then that means that that the duo deck actually, especially with the brick right. Sorry, this is the brick duo true sister, not that also. So especially with the brick itself like they could do like a Mir reverse and actually have it like be able to combo off of this as well, which I think would be very rare and interesting as well. Like. But the thing about Bermuda Triangle is that every single one of these cards actually has equal opportunity to actually be reversed. Pacifica, Riviera, Reindeer, Vert, Angie, but I don't think Angie will be the case also. Tira even as well, like Coral. I think for Bermuda Triangle, I think a lot of a lot of people are actually gonna everybody has an equal shot of this predicting what a Bermuda Triangle reverse unit is gonna be. So Iori, I don't know about Iori because Iori didn't really make a huge impact. It is for duo, but I don't know if it's impactful enough that people remember Iori. So I think that maybe Mir might make sense also, because if Iori was very impactful, I think Iori would have made more appearances for the duo decks in within the G era, but she didn't. So Mia did come back also, and she had her own set. I bought that set, so but yeah, so it's very hard to predict what we will get for Bermuda Triangle in that regard. So I think Bermuda Triangle, we have to double wait and see. So we have to double wait and see on that regard. Who else didn't get reversed? We already know that Genesis got reversed. Oracle Think Tank. So Oracle Think Tank is actually going to be one of the more fun ones to think about, because who could get reversed? Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have clicked that. Who could get reversed in Oracle Think Tank? Oracle Think Tank Protect. So, right. Who could get reversed in Oracle Think Tank? So, there's a few good shouts. I've seen people say Tsukiyomi could be reversed because Tsukiyomi could have a dark side to it. Some people might think Imperial Daughter might make sense, so Imperial Daughter reverse will actually be pretty wild. I like to see them do Amaterasu, but Kaio actually got my prediction for that because in the anime Kote actually reversed Yuri, and Yuri is known to play Battle Sisters. She's known to play Oracle Think Tank Battle Sisters. So I think that Battle Sisters from Marsh could actually be a good shout for reverse also. And the fact that she herself got reversed, and if she did play OTT from Marsh, if she played OTT from Marsh at the time, which she didn't, but she says that potentially we could see Fromage reverse, Battle Sister Fromage reverse actually be a thing. It might make sense. I would like them to do Amaterasu. I would really like them to do Amaterasu, but I don't know if it's feasible to do that. It's a very like Hail Mary. It's kind of a long shot to really say that Amaterasu will get reversed. So what is possible is that Fromage could potentially be reversed. We could also see Tsukiyomi actually get reversed, considering that the boost for DBT the VCAT collection for OTT actually has support for Tsukiyomi to up to a certain extent, and so yeah, that might be possibility. So Amaterasu in law, she got reversed also. If she got reversed in the law, it wasn't prominent enough. But if it is Amaterasu, then that's gonna be good, because that's just gonna make the Amaterasu deck actually a little bit more better as well. Just imagine if you do have the cross right, and if you have CO Amaterasu in the soul, then she gets plus power, and she gets all the things from there, which that is something that I'm actually going to be covering in a little bit as well. So I want to get your guys' opinion on that. But I think that, yeah, Amaterasu could potentially be reversed. Fromage actually could also get reversed as well. So we'll never know. So we will never know from that. So Nubatama. Now, Nubatama, I think that there was also a lot of difficulty with Nubatama in terms of who could get reversed. And you say the Void Master, I don't know about the Void Master. But we can go to the popular break right also for Nubatama, which is Kujiri Kongo. So Kujikiri Kongo, sorry. So Kujiri Kongo, right, is actually pretty prominent in the V series. GRO is also quite prominent as well because he was the break right for it. I think that he could possibly be the unit that's reversed from here. So I don't think it'll be Void Master, but I think that it might be Kujikiri Kongo. So from there, everyone's getting turned into Valkyrian reverse. We already got Himiko reverse, so we're not gonna get Valkyrian reverse. So I don't think we get Valkyrian reverse. So I don't think so. But yeah, so Kujiri Kongo might actually be a good shot from there. I looked through Nubatama yesterday, so, and outside of units that are actually later passed after like Shiranui, I think that the only other person could be is Magatsu Storm. But the thing is, Magatsu Storm, right? He's actually a Murakumo in the G era. He isn't a Nubatama. So for him to actually be in the reverse unit from here, right, might be a bit difficult in premium also. So I don't think that might be the case. They probably want to pick somebody that's been Nubatama through and through. And so Kujiri Kongo actually might make the most sense out of it. So hell, is better than reversing Jamyo Kongo. So nobody wants that shit. So nobody wants that shit. So Void Master, I don't think it's actually possible that Void Master might get reversed. So, but it might go with Kujiri Kongo. So because I think that one's a better shot for me. Who else? It's Murakumo reverse also. Angel with Ramel reverse, yeah. Angel with Ramel reverse also. We're going after the clans that doesn't have a reverse unit also. Just try to figure out who could actually get reversed. Go Paladin, I hope that it's Azel. I really hope that it's Azel. Tachikaze didn't get a reverse unit also. But I think Spino Driver might actually get a reverse. Like Spino Driver reverse actually might be a thing. So Doko desu ka? Spino Driver, the Ancient Dragons are. So Spino Driver was actually the break right in there. So, and because he appeared in the clan collection, so it could be a possibility that he actually could get reversed also. And of course when he's rolled upon as well, so you write the reverse unit from there, boom, from there you got it also. Magatsu Typhoon, and after Typhoon reverse also. Maybe we'll see also. Dark Rex also. Dark Rex is a possibility, but Dark Rex hasn't really like made any sort of impact in terms of what it could do. So like he's well known when he came out, but after the fact, like not the case really. And some plays more of the quick gauge as well. So you know, like for Dark Rex reverse, right? Otherwise, it kind of makes sense also. Murakumo got Hyaki Vote reverse, but they could change it up also. They could actually change it up, and we might actually get a Magatsu. But again, that's the problem with there's a problem with the whole like Magatsu Storm in V actually being Nubatama and not in Murakumo. So that actually might be difficult. Now let's decide to reprint Magatsu Storm and have him also have the skill. This unit is also Murakumo as well. If they did that, then potentially that might be the case. But I don't think that might actually happen. So Anchor Blader reverse could be a good shout as well because he's pretty popular and pretty well played. But it's difficult to say. So it could be any one of these. Honestly, it could be any one of these. So my bet will be on Spino Driver. My bet will be for Spino Driver. Samshell also. Samshell, I don't know if they will put her out in the VCAN collections also. But we have to adopt a wait and see also. If they want a new reverse unit, so I do hope it's Shoryuki. Yes, I think that Shoryuki might actually be a reverse unit. If they're not gonna go with Hyaki Vogue, right? Which Hyaki Vogue didn't even get a base form at all. He just showed up reverse and then effed off as reverse. So Murakumo, right? I think that if they want to go with the stealth fiends, right, then maybe having Shoryuki reverse might actually make sense also. Or they could do Hyaki Vogue reverse because he actually has a V error here, so Hyaki Vogue is actually here, so they actually could do Hyaki Vogue reverse actually. So, but then again, he's actually not a significant Ace Vanguard, so potentially not the case. Maybe they will stick with Hyaki Vogue reverse, or they could change it to Mandala Lord, Mandala Lord reverse also, because Mandala Lord was actually pretty significant back in the day. So you know, for Mandala Lord reverse actually being a thing could potentially be something. So I'd rather that than Hyuga. Please don't make Hyuga reverse. Please don't make Hyuga reverse. So but no, I think that if you want to go with the Stealth Fiends thing, right? So if they want to go with Stealth Fiends thing, they can actually go with Cherokee reverse. They could go with Nura Hoga reverse if they want to. So that's also just as much a possibility. So yeah, plenty of possible stuff that we can actually turn with also. Sprite Brothers. So for Sprite Brothers, I think that it might be Bad End Dragger. that will get reversed. It's very hard to kind of see any other way around it also. So Bad End Dragon actually might end up being the reverse unit for Spike Brothers. I like to think that the Dudley Lucifer might actually get reversed as well. So it's like Dudley Lucifer reverse could be a potential. Emperor also could be that. Basically a Dudley that gets reversed also. So maybe Dudley Emperor reverse might makes the most sense because Lucifer is already there. But yeah, agreed, no Hugo. So Cherokee is hype on to go for. So pretty much. So yeah, I think out of those two, right, I think it's Dudley Emperor or Bad End Dragon that will get a reverse unit. So which I think that Dudley Emperor might make sense because we did get was it Dudley Lucifer that came out in the VKN collection? Yes. Oh no, he came out in the clan selection, not the clan collection. So, but it's possible. It's still recent enough that he could possibly get a reverse unit. So, possibly so. Is it a Bad End or one of the Dudleys? Also, yeah, it has to be one or the other. Honestly, it has to be one or the other. Who else didn't get a reverse unit? So, I think we've gone through most of them, didn't we? Meg Colin we talked about already. Narukami, no Grappler, Pale Moon, Aqua Force. Great Nature got Leopard reverse, but I think Leopard reverse. So Maiden Venus Trap is dead. So yeah, we know. We all know. So we all know. Grand Blue was Cositus reverse, but I think Cositus reverse actually might not be good. So like if you look at the V series era of Cositus, like during your turn, if your drop zone has 10 or more cards, so this unit gets plus 10k. If it has 20 or more cards, it gets plus 30k, 1 critical instead of 10k. So put 4 cards from the top of your deck to the drop zone, call up to 3. Call out the number of great trees in your soul plus 2 of cards from your drop zone to regard circle. There's only one call up to 3. Actually, now looking at this, right, they might actually bring, they actually might do Cositus reverse. But I think that Lord of the Seven Seas Night Mist might get a reverse unit. They could change it up also. They could potentially change it up so because I think if they did Night Mist, right, I think that would be even more worse. Not say worse, so it might be a bit more impactful than Cositus reverse, so because he might have the Seven Seas name as well. So it fits with the treasure markers thing and all that. So this could potentially be boost for 7 Seas. But you know, as much as I don't think that Cositus reverse will be coming back, I don't like the prospect of Night Mist reverse actually being a thing. So the first day of my cousin, I'm sorry, I cannot speak Russian. So. But yes, so yeah, I don't like the idea of Night Mist reverse actually being a thing. I'd rather it be Cositus, although I don't think that Cositus might actually be possible. Alright, who else? Kagero is, oh no, Royal Party has a reverse unit, and it will most likely be Ashley reverse. So considering that we see Salome this round, so I think the next boost we might see Ashley reverse from there. Royal Party we know is Raging Rap Dragon. Sorry, not Raging Rap Dragon. Raging Rap Dragon is the strike. I think it's, or rather like it's Raging Fall Dragon reverse, so we got that. Genesis we got Himiko reverse. Kagero is a toss up between will Cradle return? So Cradle is actually tied to Gredora, so I don't think so. I actually don't think so. But yeah, but I don't think that they will do Gredora reverse. So because Gredora came afterwards. And it's possible that they can absolutely do so 100%, but I think it makes more sense, right, to target units that were in the era at the time that reverse happened and make those units reverse also, like, you know, in going on from that also. Wait, is the next calculation support something that haven't been supported before? No, not necessarily. So, but I like to see what if Salome instead. So yeah, actually, personally speaking, I like to see Salome reverse. I actually would like to see Salome reverse also, because I think that would be a bit more wilder than Ashley reverse. Ashley reverse I think was more towards like because Corin was playing Jewel Knights, so I think like it makes sense that be the case. But I do like to see them actually like replace some of the reverse units, so we don't get Ashley reverse, we get Salome reverse instead also, which is probably pretty wild also. Now Gambler Ethics Buster reverse, I think that's a certainty. I think it's a certainty that we'll see Ethics Buster reverse, because I would hate to think that a Riser will have a reverse unit. I hate to think. And I think it should be Ethics Buster reverse, because he was one of the cooler cards also. As I said, Kagero, for Kagero, I think it's a toss up between it's actually a toss up between Rebirth and Dauntless Dominate. Dimension Police, I still like to think it's Reverse Daisha, because I think Reverse Daisha is very, very cool still. I think Reverse Daisha is very cool, so I think that they probably will return it to Reverse Daisha. Link Joker. Okay, here's the thing about Link Joker. With all these reverse units coming out, right, we can kind of don't Don't do that to me, Rin. Do not do that to me. Do not give me perfect Riser reverse, because that will not be perfect. So. Anyways, Link Joker, right? All these reverse units that's all coming out, right? It could lead us to only one and one conclusion. Somewhere in DBT, in Volume 5 and 6, right? We're gonna see Omega Glendios. And then Omega Glendios is gonna play with all these reverse units. And I think that that's gonna be... Yeah, that's a very good shout. It's a very good possibility that that be the case. So the fact that I can bet DOVA is praying for reverse Daikaiser. So yeah, he would want reverse Daikaiser. So but I think that if you do Dayusha, I think it'll be much better. I think if you do Dayusha, if you do Dayusha, right, it would be better because then you know you live up to what it was originally is the case. But also because of the fact, right, that while Great Dayusha is a thing, right, original Dayusha is kind of dead. Original Dayusha is kind of dead. So I don't think reverse Daikaiser will actually be possible. I think that if, especially for long time Dimensional Police players also, they would love to see reverse Dayusha. So yeah, that might be the thing. So they made reverse Cradle, right, because of the fact that you still could potentially not ride up to Glendios, and you don't want to ride up to the other reverse units also. That wouldn't really help also. But otherwise, right, I think that that the reason why they made reverse Cradle is so that you can still use all the reverse units that's in your deck while you're waiting for Omega Glendios also. So that's why they made reverse Cradle in there. So I'm thinking that potentially that Link Joker, this set will get reverse Cradle, and then next set they will get reverse Dayusha, unless they decide to not do reverse Cradle and actually give them their own reverse unit. In which case, what could potentially be a reverse unit in Link Joker that's not a Star Vader? And we're not gonna look at Messiah. I would hate to think that it's a deleter. It already does stuff already. Like, why make it even worse? Oh my god! What if it is a deleter? What if a deleter actually became reverse? I hate to think of Greyon reverse though. That would be sick. That would be very sick. Reverse time. Oh, Swash Chala. Yeah, Swash Chala isn't actually part of Star Vader. Swash Chala reverse. Actually, that might be possible. That actually might be possible. Not Twilight Baron. I don't think Twilight Baron would be that also. Yeah, actually, Swash Chala actually might actually be a good shout. Potentially, Swash Chala actually being the reverse unit actually would make sense also. What is Yozakura Kongo reverse? So he hasn't shot in V, but he's a little big unit. So the fact that he hasn't showed up in V, right, means that they have to bring his original form out first, and then in the next set, they'll make that reverse unit. So it depends. It's a wait and see from there. So it's a wait and see from there. So it's a good shout, but they have to release the unit in V first. Then they release it then they release the reverse unit from there. So it's possible to do so, but we are entertaining the idea that we're looking at what could potentially be reversed based on what has been released for both V and as well as for original as well. So I think that's the exercise that we're having right here. So whatever they want to do is they have to catch us. If they want to catch us all by surprise, they can absolutely do so. But you know, like, they could potentially do it, but it's hard to say that they will do it because we have no information at all whatsoever. And this thing is all coming at the end of January, so yeah, so there's a lot of time in between that we won't actually hear any news about this. So whatever we see over here, may be the only tease that we will get for months. So yeah, such theories of new cards being introduced and then after that having reverse unit afterwards, that one is really very hard to kind of going to that. So yeah. And yeah, so Swash Chala, if Link Joker does his own reverse unit that's not reverse Cradle, I think that they could do Swash Chala reverse as well. Swash Chala reverse might actually be possible. So I think you might be on the ball there with that. Because I really hate to see a deleter reverse. I would hate to see deleter reverse because that would really like mess up my mind way more than I want it to be messed up with. So Oh, please, and don't give us Brand Ringer reverse as well. Oh. Don't give us Brand. I forgot Brand was a thing. Oh my god, if they make Brand reverse, that's gonna eat into everybody's. Oh my god. Oh my god. But then, you know, Brand already has Brand Ringer already, but I hate to see a reverse unit. It already looks reverse already. Brand Ringer already looks like it's reverse already. It looks like he's causing the reverse phenomenon anyway. So like, you know, go for that. Night of Entropy, yeah, so nah. We don't need to throw out any more nails already, so we just stick to the aces from there. So yeah, reverse V-Decks will have self-lock. Oh yeah, that's one of the things that I want to talk about as well. Like, what could the mechanic be for reverse units? Are they gonna go with the self-locking mechanic? I like to think that they do, because I think self-locking was actually a pretty good mechanic. You give up like certain units, right, they can go full force with, but you gain immense power afterwards also. So we still have to see. We'll still have to see, that much has to be certain. But I'd like to think that the reverse V-Decks, right, will actually include self-locking. So I don't think the mechanic is broken whatsoever. I don't think it's that bad, unless you're dealing with a lot of Omega locks. But by then also you should be able to unlock no matter what, also because of ruling and such. But and also with the way that lock has been limited in the way that it has already, so having like self-locking, right, actually might be okay to introduce at this point in time. So and so on from there. So change the win condition for Glendios. I don't think Glendios will have the same win condition. I don't think he'll have the same win condition also, because Exile clans exist. So I think what he'll do, right, is that instead of you win the game, it's you shoot damage. So one of my theories for Glendios is that let me bring up Glendios so that Rin is familiar with Glendios' win condition. So Star Vader Omega Glendios, there we go. So the original win condition for Omega Glendios, right, was at the beginning of your main phase, if the number of your opponent's lock cards is 5 or more, you win the game. So that's the original win condition. I think that they will not bring this win condition. I don't think they will bring this win condition. I think what they'll do, right, is that they will shoot. They will shoot damage instead. So like for every so basically, right, so basically what they can do, right, if you have 5 or more damage, right, if you put for every 2 cards that your opponent for every 2 lock cards that your opponent has, right, deal 1 damage to your opponent. Not say confirm, it's likely, because all these reverse units that came out originally, right, led up to Glendios, because Glendios, right, is the one that interacts with the reverse unit. So let me point out to you here. Let me break 4, counter blast 1 and choose a card with reverse in its card name from your hand and discard it. All of your opponent's lock cards cannot be locked during his or her turn. So this one deals with having reverse cards in your hand. So when your unit with reverse in its card name is placed on the regard circle, if you choose one of your opponent's regards and lock it, this ability cannot be used for the rest of the turn. And all of your regards with reverse in its card name is also a Link Joker, and during your turn they get plus 4k. Also, knowing that the SPs are getting the Link Joker frames, it indicates even further that Glendios might actually come out in VCAN Collection 5 and 6. So that might be possible also. And Kyle will point out self-lock versus CBDV. It's been a thing since CBD came out. It's been a thing. It's been a thing. But of course CBDV will be a bit worse also, because it takes away the what's that? It takes away the opponent's like circles, if I'm not wrong. Let me bring up Chaos Breaker Dragon too. Let me bring up Chaos Breaker Dragon V. Because Chaos Breaker Dragon, when your opponent unlocks, then it's retired, right? So when your opponent plus 1, retire one of the unlocked units and you draw a card, your opponent totals remove also. So okay, so if they do this, right, if they do this with Chaos Breaker Dragon, right, like that would, like self-locking versus this, right, might be devastating also, because he can just Soul Blast 1 and then remove markers basically. So excuse me. Then he gets Imagine Give Force after that also. So that might actually cause the game to break, which now we have to think about. Like if they're not including the lock mechanic for the self-locking for that, right, because because of Chaos Breaker Dragon. What if you lock one of your imaginary gifts? So you don't lock rear guards, you lock imaginary gifts. What if? That's actually a good thought to entertain. Because of how V-Series has revolved around the gift markers and interactions with the gift markers, so on and so forth from there, what if instead of locking rear guards, it actually locks imaginary gifts? Or interacts with imaginary gifts in some way, somehow. Like, that might actually be possible. That actually might be possible. So. But Pale Moon skill, counterblast 2, lock 1 unit, call 2 cards, so they get effect into the battle, put it in the sword. So. That's pretty generic. So I think it's gotta be a bit more extravagant when it comes to Lugia reverse. It's Lugia reverse after all. So probably so. No, it won't be like lock 2 rear guard, lock 2 Axel circles. Like just lock 1. So basically just lock 1. So imaginary gift nullifier. It self nullifies also, but you get more power out of it also. So Axel won't get hurt by it because they can work with the Axel. The Axel circle is already there. They already gotten the gift and then they got everything from there. And chances are, right, if they do have the cross-ride ability even more better, that they want to invoke the cross-ride so that they can actually still have the Axel circles and the gift markers still through and through, in order to be able to get everything from there. So how that work with protect of all things as well. If you lock one of your gift markers as well, maybe you send your protect markers to the bind zone. You send your protect markers to the bind zone. Choose a protect marker and bind it. So that could actually be a possible thing. So the skill can actually change up since it's not technically a universal like keyword kind of skill. So they can actually have it be like lock 1 imaginary gift and then you activate skill. Because I think that might actually be a good way, right, to avoid stupid shit like this, while also giving us the self lock mechanic in a way. So I think that might be that might actually be possibility. So and then you can't then basically like Chaos Breaker cannot do anything with it because of the whole lock card thing. So like imaginary gifts are not cards that you can lock. I think so. That it's unlocked. So there's ways around it. So since Excel spawns so many circles, so yeah. So Excel spawns a lot of circles already. So locking 1 or 2 wouldn't make that much of a difference to them, especially knowing that it's Ethics Buster Reverse. So that could potentially be one of the possibles over there. So Ministry Reverse also as well, so through and through all that. So or make it when right Glendios you cannot gain a gift marker. So I think Glendios will not have a gift marker. I don't think Glendios will have a gift marker at all. So with all the reverse units that's in play, right, I think Glendios will not have a gift marker. He'll have a skill, I think, that maybe gives you all 3 gift markers. So it's basically similar to Bermuda Triangle, so you get all 3 gift markers some way, somehow. But I think that he himself will not have a gift marker. It'll be similar to Chaos Breaker Dragon. He doesn't have a gift marker, but then he has ways to gain markers from his side also because because of this. So yeah. It's a good thought process also, but we'll see how they handle it. So because if they do lock cards, right, as pointed out by a few guys, like Chaos Breaker could potentially like make them not viable at all, because everybody just play Chaos Breaker and just avoid all that shit. But I think that if they do something with the gift markers, imagine you give lock, imagine you give lock also, then yeah, that potentially might actually be a possibility. There actually might be a possibility from there. So what do you think? What do you guys think? Do you guys have anything else they want to mention? Just sound off in the comments as well. Because I think I have finished all my topics I wanted to talk about today. So yeah, if you guys have anything you want to bring up, if you guys want me to read something out, just put it in the chat, then I'll read it out. So then we can talk about it if it's a point of discussion. Because whatever it is, right, I think what we're getting with the V-Clan collection, whatever we're getting with the V-Clan collections 3, 4, 5, and 6, right, it's gonna be a very interesting. It's actually gonna be a very interesting year for 2022, especially with Reverse coming out. So like people say it's nostalgia pandering. I kind of think that this is the right kind of nostalgia pandering. So get skill all clans as well. I think that's hard to do. So that's hard to kind of balance and to even comprehend from that. So I couldn't hear what you said. I said that you guys have any other topics or you guys want things that you want me to say out, because I've reached the end of the topics that I want to talk about on this discussion stream. So, but yeah, we're definitely gonna be seeing quite a lot of premium. V premium, and maybe even premium after that. So because of this actually being announced. So I think a lot of intrigue for Reverse is actually coming back. So which is actually quite good. I think that the fact that we gotten a break from V series, and now also V series actually becomes a little bit more interesting, supported in this fashion. So our reaction towards season 2 being midnight. Midnight? You mean like it's airing at midnight? Because I don't know what time it's gonna be airing from there. It doesn't matter. I'll watch it. I'll just watch it through and through. So I guess next year I'll finally play V Premium. So welcome to V Premium, Raiden. So don't worry, you have fun. The game is the same as always. It's just that there's no right deck. That's all. There's no right deck. That's all. But yes, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Like everything that we thought about so far. I'm still a little bit peeved about this being a thing. So if this is a thing, right, then I do hope that they do change this. The pool rates also, because it's gonna be a bit ridiculous, right? That the pool rates. It's gonna be ridiculous, right? That the pool rates remains like this for 10 cards, and if it's gonna be this diverse, if it's gonna be like this diverse in that set as well, like, that's just gonna be very disastrous to it through. So yeah, I'll be in midnight being talk about adult stuff as well. Oh, you mean that it's actually gonna go into darker themes as well, like more mature themes? I think it's fine. I think the time slot doesn't mean much. As long as the story comes out, acceptable and serviceable at least. So, like, I'm not expecting a great story. Hell, Vanguard has not come up with a great story at all. They have some great moments, but not really a good story through and through. But I think that if they are exploring like darker themes, I think it's high time that they would do so. Especially because of the fact that that with the way things turn out to be, especially with Daybreak and everything, and the flag burnings and going on whatsoever, it got pretty dark as we went into the last couple of episodes, with Toya actually just trying to destroy all the teams. So I think that them going into a bit more mature themes is actually perfectly alright, as long as it tells a great story. So it's 13 episodes, I believe. So yeah. Go Pardon skill, Counterblast 2, lock 3 units. Look for top 5 cards, call 2 units in the regard circle. So, a bit, it's way too generic. So like it doesn't feel very impactful. Edric, the ones that it's suggesting doesn't feel too impactful. So it sounds generic as hell. It sounds like it came from almost 7 years ago, when reverse was a thing. Like, reverse was a thing that potentially might actually be good shouts. But I think in this time and age right now, right, I think they're not impactful enough as well. Like, it's gotta be a bit more, there's gotta have a bit more oomph and identity. And I think if you isolate it to a specific target, like say if that is Garmor's skill, then you, like say if Garmor reverses the thing, then maybe you might be able to cast something a bit more towards it also. So maybe try that also. So maybe you can find something that's a bit more like possible, more likely. So yeah, I believe it's 13 episodes also. But yeah, by December you want it. So it's a good time to end in December. So like December will be a good time to end also. Yeah. So my wallet so is gonna bleed. Can't overall no strategies. Welcome to Vanguard. Welcome to Vanguard, Andrew. Welcome to Vanguard. My wallet has been crying for years already, and I've been doing this shit for about 10. So yeah, I think just a quick check on what's going on Twitter, so because if there's anything worthwhile, we definitely want to see it. So and hopefully not anything wrong. So I scanned earlier, like we're fine, we're absolutely fine. So Vanguard Zero was very wild actually. So sorry, not Vanguard Zero. The minivan last was actually freaking wild. So because of Ren actually not wanting to bow out because he ended up being having a maid outfit instead of a butler outfit. So then now suddenly it's become so successful, right? That Ren and Sean are actually like, because they don't want to lose either, so they're actually going to do it. So any predictions for Shaman King? we are getting all of the main characters and their spirits also. So we've already seen a preview of it already. So there's not much to really predict. So it's just a matter of what kind of skills would he give them. I honestly can't say because I didn't watch the main series. So I didn't watch Shaman King or remember Shaman King. I did watch the old version of it. So it's kind of a bit difficult for me to actually put up predictions. I already seen what it can do. Basically, it's gonna play with the oversoul mechanic, whereby you send a unit, you send one of your units with the spirit's name on it into the soul, and then it goes into oversoul. Then suddenly all the spirits, right, when they're in oversoul, they get the +1 critical. Because originally they have 0 critical. So yeah, going on from there. So Miuji are Wobblers also. Wait, Shihan, Shihan for that. So Limit Break 4. So I think they'll do it if you have 4 damage, but they won't bring back the Limit Break 4 mechanic also. I don't think they will do that. And because they could have done it a long time ago with so many different cards like Raging Form Dragon right now. Raging Form Dragon, if you have 4 or more damage, then you can do stuff like this. So Kazu, go watch the video, man. Yeah, you should go watch the video, man. Also, the English YouTube channel for Cardfight Vanguard has the episode with the subs, so you can actually watch it there. So yeah, seems like we don't have much going on right now in terms of Vanguard YouTube. So yeah, so I'll just leave it right there. So yeah, thank you everybody that has that joined me for discussion stream. I hope you guys enjoyed all the talking points that we have talked about today. So thank you so much for putting up with my rant. Thank you so much for staying with me for the recap and such, and so on and so forth from there. So thank you so much, VTubers. So yeah, I mean we follow a few people that follow VTubers, so we'll see them on our feeds time and time again. So but yeah, so thank you everybody that has joined me for the discussion stream. I hope you guys enjoyed the 1+ hours. There's a bit of hiccup on the streams, but I'll go back and check to make sure that everything's fine. If everything is not fine, I actually have the backup that's actually recording right now. So I'll upload I'll upload the discussion stream if anything happens with the playback of the live stream from there. So but yeah, thank you so much to everybody that has joined me from there. So after making PowerPoint presentation again, it's time to not sleep. Right, pretty much from there. So right, so what I'm going to do is that if you guys want to find me after the stream, I actually will be on Discord. I'll still be on Discord around, so you can look for me there. Just add me, join our Discord server. You can find links in the description box below. Follow us on all our socials: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Discord as mentioned as well. If you're new here, consider subscribing to us here on YouTube, and also give us a follow over on Twitch, twitch.tv/CVGS, where you guys can actually find me actually playing like Vanguard 0 on Sundays. I might do a little more Vanguard stuff, but definitely you can see some Vanguard content from us throughout Tuesday's live stream, as well as here on YouTube for Wednesday's discussion stream. You will see Brendan streaming later on for CFA, so this Friday at 10 PM. You can join him for some CFA action if you guys want to play some decks, and he will be playing with some of the unofficial stuff, so with unofficial patches also. So if you want to play with some up-to-date cards that's been revealed, especially for DBD03, you can probably join him there, and you'll have the downloads all there, and you can kind of like go off from there, and so on and so forth also. So do be sure to check out all of our content here on YouTube, and also check out our content over on Twitch as well. So right, with all that said, thank you guys everybody for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.